Hello, welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 406. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam, and this is a talk episode where the tutors talk. Did you forget? You kind of slow down a little bit.
How to say the intro?
Yeah, or did you figure what episode number?
Oh, I just spoke too loud originally, so I
Then it just
came
threw
in
you
just
off.
but yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, what's up?
It's bright and early.
It's early. It's early on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What's new?
What's new? Baby's going through growth spurt, so it's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
She just eats all the time. Still no sleep regression.
Right.
She woke up the other night a couple times because she was just so hungry.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to eat.
Yeah. But otherwise, sleep's been going well.
She doesn't nap much during the day.
No, she doesn't. Which I think it's a good thing for our nighttime sleeping.
It is.
But it also sucks for when I try to get stuff done during the daytime.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and she's doing well. Wants to move badly.
She does like moving.
Mm-hmm.
She does like moving.
Yep. And she's a talker. Oh man, is she a talker?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's been fun. And then had a nice powwow at the office yesterday
Yeah, we did.
without Kyle. We're too busy, so Kyle had to stay on job site. Well, we just kind of gathered our thoughts.
Yeah, try to put some shit together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we made this beautiful plan, had all these dates in.
I knew we shouldn't. I even said, why even do this?
And then one of our contractors couldn't come in.
Yep. You can make a beautiful plan.
And it never works.
It never works. It's hard when it's just us. And Mike, who works with us, he used to do like everything himself, and this is why he did it. It was because he never had to like stop. He could just go to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So we now have, we use a lot of subs, and especially when we do work that has to get permits. And so like for a customer, I put on there, what it would take if we didn't have to pull permits.
Mm-hmm.
And then the job required a permit. And so then I forgot with jobs requiring permits that now we need electrical, HVAC, inspections.
Mm-hmm.
And so the job, like just waiting on those folk, and then the inspection parts, it's extended us like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then the job that we were like, oh, this is what we got. I was like, we shouldn't even plan this until we hear back from electrical. And we planned it and then hear back from electrical, and the whole plan went right to the trash, had to restart.
Mm-hmm.
So and by the whole plan, like obviously the steps remain the same. It's just we had all the dates laid out and stuff for when guys could be there.
Which some of those didn't change still. Because there's like the stuff to do before electrical.
Yeah, one day.
There was something else that...
Framing.
I thought there was something else that we kept there though. I kept dates on. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah.
Maybe just getting materials or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's tough. I get it why. Oh, sorry. I get it why construction has a hard time staying on track, because like we can make out a beautiful schedule. One person doesn't show up,
Mm-hmm.
or the job takes one day longer than it was expected, everything's fucked.
Yep.
Everything's just, and it happens not every time, but most of the time it happens.
Mm-hmm.
That way, something takes a day longer.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But
at least, I mean, we did at least figure out where, like, who's going to be working on what projects.
that's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's working on what project?
Because before we would, like, have, like, these two guys work on this part of it, and these two guys work on this part of it. And now we kind of changed where it's like, okay, it's going to be strictly Mike and Kyle on this job, strictly Nate and Adam on this job.
Yep.
Just because then it's like, one, that's less of a puzzle we have to try and solve of who needs to go where when. And two, it's nice because then they see, like, the project, like, all the way through. So if, like, we go in and we're like, hey, you guys missed this, this, and this, we know who to go to. It's not like, oh, I don't know if that was a Mike and Kyle thing or a Nate and Adam thing.
Right. Well, and we give bonuses and stuff based on, like, getting shit done.
Mm-hmm.
So that will help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it'll be a lot less juggling. So it'll be like, oh, yeah, you guys finished this shit on time. Boom. Oh, you got this done on time. Boom.
Yeah.
So it's going to be helpful.
Mm-hmm. The one nice thing, too, is, like, it'll really show us, like, where, but, like, by scheduling things more, it'll show us, like, where they're slowing down in the project.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, like, one thing we just keep noticing is everything seems to be taking way longer than it should.
Not everything, but a lot of the stuff.
Yeah. And so now by laying it out, like, piece by piece, we'll be able to figure out where our hiccups are.
What stages, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only caveat with that is some of the guys are drastically better than others in areas.
Yeah, which, no, like, having them on designated jobs, we know that ahead of time. So we know, like, I don't, like, for an example, this isn't true, but it's just whatever. Like, we can say, oh, Nate and Adam are slower at flooring, so we'll give them 2 days because they're working at Project X.
Right.
But we know, like, Kyle and Mike, they would only take 1 day, but they're working on Project Y, so we're not going to have them switch over.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know what their strengths are and so strengths and weaknesses are, so we can plan accordingly.
Right.
With what job they're on.
Right. Sometimes it could be worth pulling them.
It could be.
So then the flooring only takes 1 day.
Could be.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. But then that's nice too, because then we know that,
Everyone could.
Kyle and Mike were only on job X for flooring. So anything
Right,
not related
exactly.
to flooring
Right.
is the other two.
Yep. That's true. That part is true.
Mm-hmm.
I had a contractor reach out yesterday. He says, when are you buying a house? I said, I bought one Wednesday, looking to buy one this weekend. And he's like, hire me to do your floors. And I was like, okay. And he's like, oh, and congrats. I'm like, thanks. And he's like, in Eau Claire? I was like, yeah. And I was like, well, what kind of floors do you do? Carpet and LVP? And he's like, just LVP. And I'm like, ugh, all right, we can meet next week at a project, but dude, if all you motherfuckers do is just LVP, get more tools in your belt, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need someone to do LVP. I've got 6 dudes who do LVP. I got and 7 including me.
Mm-hmm.
Sam knows how to do LVP.
I do.
Like, dude, come on. You're not a talented folk if you can do LVP, dude.
Yeah, it's really not useful unless you can do like multiple types of flooring.
Bro, if you can't do carpet, I don't care. Like here's the thing. Like, why would I hire out LVP? And when like my guys are already on job, we do so much flooring that us compared to other guys, maybe guys that floor every day were a couple hours slower, but they charge double of what we get it done for.
Right.
So that to save us 2 hours, how's that make sense?
Right.
And then our guys don't mind flooring because it's easy. And we usually clean up a lot better than other companies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm going to just have you guys come in, fuck shit up to save 2 hours. That don't make sense. With all the coordination that goes into it?
Yeah, no.
No. Now, if you told me, hey, Shaun, I'll do your carpet and your LVP, you don't even got to worry about it, we can have a discussion.
Right.
But just LVP, dude, you guys got to fucking widen your toolbox.
Yeah. Dude, and plus the fact of, like, it's so, like, one of the things I worry about, like, hiring out, like, other subs that aren't on our job sites every day is, like, I feel like they don't care about the product as much, like, the end product as much. So, yeah, they don't do as good of a job. And two, like, they don't care if they scuff up the wall here or do something, you know what I mean?
That does seem to track.
Yeah. I don't know how many times we've had to put fill holes after carpet guys go in. Carpet is a little more understandable.
It's a big chunk of material.
Right. But still with like when you have a set of guys that are just on a project from beginning to end, I think they just have so much more pride in it.
Yeah, and they also know that they're the ones responsible for it. So like if it comes and it's fucked up, you go,
what are you guys doing?
we didn't think that we should have fucking mentioned this or we should have fixed this. Like I was over at a project yesterday doing like final walkthrough hit list, and I'm like, at no point did we think this piece of trim need to be changed out. It's all fucked up. I'm like, how did we not think that that's necessary?
Right.
We trimmed out the house. Like,
but they didn't
do this.
Do one piece.
Is it one window? Like, this thing's all fucked up. Make it match. Not only make it match, it's actually damaged. All the trim's damaged on the window. And I'm like, look at the window to the left. Go look at all the other windows. They're all trimmed the same. So why don't we trim this one the same?
I love that.
It didn't even make any sense to me. I'm like, what? So like, I don't. It's just shit like that where it's like, no, but guys, when you're looking at something and it's different than the rest, we should go, ooh, that's not right.
You and Kyle should move the bed downstairs.
Yeah, we could do that.
And then we should also get a crib.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, we really need to start doing like the blue tape thing. Because then I think like if you just put blue tape on all the mistakes, then I think it's like, oh shit, we didn't see that.
Dude, so I was went over and looked at a project, roofing and siding for my friend Bronson's mama. And dude, Altoona got hit bad.
Yeah.
So I've gone and looked at, no, I shouldn't, dude. I went and looked at a job in the heart of Altoona. I went and looked at some work in Halley. Dude, this one that's like by, it's in Altoona, but it's by, it's like that little, you turn left to go towards the park. If you're driving by like the, off of River Prairie, you're driving by like the hospitals.
Yeah.
Then you turn down that one to bring you down to the lake.
Yeah.
Like the little cul-de-sac area there. Just littered with Minnesota storm chaser signs. But anyways, I get up there, and originally I'm like, oh, from what I've seen on other ones, I'll probably be able to say like, hey, your roof's 4 years old. Don't worry about it. I get up there, dude. Fucked up.
Really?
Bad. Worst I've seen. Just everywhere. And I was like, that's not great.
Right.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, you guys have the worst roof I've seen.
Damn. And
Beautiful
how old
shingles.
is it?
4 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what sucks. Because they're like, we don't want to have to replace it because it's 4 years old. And I was like, I mean, in reality, it doesn't... Like, it's architectural shingle. It's double layer. So, like, structure-wise, it doesn't need to be replaced. But it's gonna... Like, the amount of... Most people, when you look at it, for the hail, you're like, yeah, this isn't going to affect the life of your roof. But I'm looking at theirs, and I'm like, this might affect the life of your roof.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of damage.
Dang.
It didn't damage anything underneath or, like, put holes through multiple layers, but there's holes through, like, the whole first layer.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, and that's the issue, right? Like, when there's divots or, like, a little chip out of a corner, it's like, whatever. But it's like, no. There's a hole through the whole first layer, and we're down to just the second layer. Like,
I like thinking about like hail and roofs. Like that just kind of blows my mind that hail can do that to a roof.
I know it doesn't. It's the worst one I've seen, and I don't do a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty like, damn.
That's wild.
It's like, yeah, it turns out you probably do want to do a new roof.
Mm. I know. Like think about. So during that storm, we were in Altoona, and then we were gonna drive to our Cairo.
Mm-hmm.
I think because we drove away, I think that saved my car more.
Oh, dude, I saw his car because he was only from where we were at when we turned around.
Like a mile?
1 mile. And his car was under a car cover, and it's fucked. The whole thing is fucked. And they're like way worse than yours is the worst out of all of our cars.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Damn.
They were like, we'll give you $2,500. I was like, Bob, get this bitch in. I was like, in no world are you fixing this for fucking $2,500.
Yeah, what?
I was like, dude, maybe you'll get a new hood. I was like, go into the shop. The whole car is fucking littered.
Damn. Yeah,
So
I think we like drove through the wall of the storm.
And then just like,
And then we got through like
yep.
the not as bad part. Oh my gosh, hail does this?
Dude, yeah, it's pretty bonkers.
That's wild.
I'm usually not like a proponent of the insurance claims because most of the time it's like, oh, I see you got a little chip here and these shingles are discontinued, so let's get you a new insurance paid for roof. Cool. I'm not a fan of that. But let me tell you what I am a fan of. When something's fucked up that bad, it might be worth getting done.
Yeah.
Oh, and
sure.
dude, their side of their house, I forgot to get a picture. Fuck, dude, like holes like that in their siding.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, I was like, yeah, I think you need this done pretty bad. Those are pretty gnarly, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can see like on a lot of them, it's worn through or hole all the way through.
Yeah, that's wild.
So like, dude, that's compared to the rest of the shingles around those hits, it's like, oh yeah, that's Ware City.
Dude, how crazy is it that probably in the past 10 years, I only remember like maybe 1 or 2 other times that we've gotten slight hail.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 2 pretty decent hailstorms already this year.
Well, it's like I was talking to Lori when I was there. I was like, you have to think. Because we can't match their siding because their siding's 25 years old. I'm like, think about it. I'm like, there has not been a hailstorm of this magnitude in Eau Claire for over 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you'd have new siding. And she's like, whoa.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude. So over 25 years, there's not been a storm of this size.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, and 2 tornadoes already.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Like old Mama Tina says, who's controlling the weather?
honestly, yeah.
It's definitely possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird one.
It is a weird one. Yeah, it's just mind-blowing. Yeah, I didn't think about it until we were talking to Dr. Kyle yesterday about how we could probably just get my hood replaced and then call it a day.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside, here's the tough part, right?
Yeah.
If you ever decided like I'm gonna sell this or I'm gonna trade it in, trade-in's gonna be like, yep, damaged. We're only giving you like
A tiny amount.
right.
Yeah.
Or, if you've got the sellers actually looking, they're gonna be like, this thing would have actually been totaled because you got dings throughout the whole roof. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the only issue is like you actually, and that's the reason, the problem with like the cars is you lose that value day one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where like a roof, that roof's the exception because that one's fucked. Usually roofs aren't that bad, and what you just saw, there'll be like the minorest one, there'll be like a couple of those. That's what I normally see is like the minorest one you saw in those pictures. You'll see like a half dozen of those, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's not like you didn't just lose the value of your roof
Right.
or your house. A car is like, no. And that was like Bob yesterday with his car is he goes to car shows and shit with it. And it's a Saturn Sky Turbo.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, you won't get that fixed for $2,500.
No.
And if someone was to fix it for $2,500, it will not be show quality anymore.
No.
And so it's in, and if you tried to sell that car, you think you'd get anywhere near sticker price, like anywhere near, like, because before he takes really good care of his cars. So before it's in excellent condition.
Mm-hmm.
So you're selling it at the top value. You won't even sell it for fair condition.
No.
You'll sell it for salvage condition.
That's sad.
So like that's where with cars, if your vehicle's already old, so yeah, let's put it this way, right? Your vehicle's already old, it's paid for, and you've got a few dents on it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't necessarily need to be done. But like, look at my diesel. The whole thing is rattled because Kyle was right down in that area.
Yep.
So the whole thing is littered. And so it's like, you can't, it's fucked. The whole thing's fucked.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Was the back fender always like coming off on that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We just gotta rivet it back on, but it's been riding like that for 2 years. Let her flat.
Or you can just, if we bring it in to get fixed anyways for the hail damage, just blame it on the hail.
Interesting. No, I'll just say, hey, throw 2 rivets in there, dude.
There you go.
I've been too lazy to pick up a pack. Just toss 2 in there. Here's $50.
There you go. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just a weird thing going on. Hail.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else we got going on?
How was your golf tournament?
Didn't I talk about that?
Did we talk about it?
I don't know. Craig and I are fucking studs. Took second place in first flight. If it wasn't for Craig, we wouldn't have, because I'm not the best golfer. But Craig was on his A game.
That's good.
We did get fatigued. We were pretty fatigued out by like hole 25. Him and I both were struggling to string anything together.
Yeah.
We were just like, that was also rolled into our 7th hour of golf.
Yep.
and we were in our 7th hour of golf.
After an 8-hour day of golf. A 7-hour.
After a 7-hour day of golf the day before. So yeah, it got a little difficult. I'm not in that kind of golfing shape. And I honestly think that was part of like the first day, the first 18, I played pretty good.
Oh, but you like got to rest a lot.
Resting a lot. I was fresh from the day before. Like, it didn't matter how I performed because it just set us up by the flight. So like, it didn't matter how I performed. Well, then we perform well, and then we go into the next one, and it's a like tournament style. And then as soon as there's like that, whatever reason, dude, as soon as it becomes a competition in golf, I just fall apart. Like playing for money, shit like that. I'm like, I don't know how to golf.
It's because you start caring.
That's what I was saying, dude. It's not good. So, yeah. Brutal. Brutal.
What is becoming a supple leopard?
You don't know what that is?
No. Is it like a stretching book?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we use it?
I don't know. Mason told me I needed to.
To start using it?
Yeah.
Well, you should.
He's like, it sounds like you got a case of needing to become a supple leopard and not going to PT. And I'm like, gross.
Mm-hmm. Who wrote it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you just had that book forever and just haven't really used it?
Dr. Kelly Starrett. I used to use it.
Oh, okay.
Years ago, I used to use it.
Like before meet?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that and the Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding.
That's from Bronson.
Have both sat there.
We've had that forever.
And never been looked at.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kelly Starrett came out with another book because that one's based a lot around like balls, about the lacrosse balls and using lacrosse balls for like pressure point shit. I think he came out with one that's more about stretching and movement.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Everyone thought like 15 years ago, everyone thought like the lacrosse ball and rolling would save the world. And then they're like, oh, actually it's movement patterns, which the lacrosse ball and like stretching and shit still helps. But like I think you're supposed to do that and supplement with the proper movement pattern.
That makes sense, yeah. Something that just makes me just giggle no matter what, and I don't know if I'll ever get over it. So this weekend, hanging out with Caitlin and Josie and Lainey. We were playing with Play-Doh and kinetic sand. And so I was just like making like fun little 3D shapes out of the kinetic sand and Play-Doh, and it was fun. And at one point, like, Josie made a ball. I showed her how to make a ball out of the sand or Play-Doh or whatever. And I made one, and so she grabbed mine. She's like, I have 2 balls.
That's awesome.
And it made me giggle. And I was like, I will never not giggle at this.
That makes sense. That's great. Kids don't know.
Kids don't know. They're so innocent.
That makes it so great.
I was telling Kaylee about how I miss like the innocence and naivety of like high school and early college years.
Right. Yeah, you just fucking naive.
Mm-hmm. But just like dating and not having like feeling like a pressure of like you need to like sleep with them. Obviously, I don't feel that now either.
You better do your job, honey.
But just like that pure innocence of just like wanting to just hang out and that's it.
Right, you are. Yeah, it's definitely you don't want to just hang out anymore.
Well, now I do. But I was thinking about like back to like my later college years.
Right. It reaches a point where it's just like trying to hook up and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot less like.
Or like even like as people, or not as people. Like if you start dating someone, like there's so much pressure to like sleep with them right away
Sure. Yep.
versus like in high school, like you got to know each other and like
Yeah, it is definitely something where, well, it's just, I think it's today's culture.
for sure, yeah.
Like, maybe it's not just today's culture, but it's like, yeah, hooking up is like the thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going on dates, getting to know each other, then doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, let's go to the bar, get messed up, and hook up.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, let's message on Tinder, send bad snaps, and then go hook up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, the culture's just changed so much. I think around that, you're not really going out and getting to know people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that. Probably.
I also told Kaylee too, I was like, to really take advantage of like where she is in life right now. I was like, you have very minimal responsibilities.
Dude, like none.
None. And like just enjoy like the innocence of everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I was like, don't feel pressured to like drink and do drugs with people. I was like, to be honest, I had more fun at parties when I was sober than when I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because you actually remembered stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just kind of miss that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a different world.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
I think it'll be fun too now that we have like a child. Like we can kind of relive some of that stuff through our child.
Right. Yep, for sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a few years away.
It's quite a bit away.
Quite a few years away.
You know, it's still fun to just look at how innocent and pure our little child is.
Right you are. Right you are. Yep.
And they can say 2 balls and not
And you just laugh.
just not know what it is.
Yep.
See, I can't not say it without giggling.
Dude. Yes. Years ago. This is terrible. Years ago. Many years ago. I think this was before you and I. We had some relatives up visiting, and they have an adopted son, Eric. And Eric's black. Young kid, 8 at the time. And we're having lunch. Or breakfast. I don't remember, whatever. But there was some watermelon. And dude's just going in on watermelon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, buddy, you want some more? And he's like, yeah. So I like pass him some more. And I was like, do you like watermelon? He's like, watermelon's my favorite. And I'm like, you can't make this shit up, dude. Like, this is the best day of my life. It's so great, dude.
Did you ask him if you like some cornbread and chicken?
I asked him if he liked fried chicken. He's like, I love fried chicken. And you can see his like brother and sisters look at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, dude, I can't help myself, dude. Like, this is funny. Because he's so innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't even know what I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And these two are just like, what's wrong with you?
And then it just entertains you, and it doesn't harm him at all. Like, he has no
He
clue.
doesn't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm just laughing, dude.
It was at the very beginning of us dating.
Were you there?
I was not there, but that was, for some reason, you and Kyle went to a Pierce family reunion without Katie and I.
That's right.
Katie and I
right.
probably had to work or some shit.
You're right. Yeah, that shit was funny, dude.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I just enjoy that.
Innocence of kids is super funny.
Mm-hmm.
But, yep.
We were joking how, we just always joke of what Lily's first word is going to be.
Sure.
It's like just random shit all the time. And I was like, how funny would it be if it was just fuck?
Probably unlikely.
It would be very unlikely. But like just one of her first words just be like, fuck. Could you imagine a 1-year-old just saying that?
That wouldn't be good. Because that would mean we're saying it way too much.
But it would be so funny. Oh, man. Anyways, it just made me laugh thinking about it.
Nice.
Once again, I'll just think about shit and it just makes me laugh.
That shit don't even cross my mind. But that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for you. Gives you something to think about.
100%. Well, I'm just breastfeeding away while someone's sleeping.
Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
What else is new? What else we got?
What else is new? My starter plants are growing nice behind us.
Nice.
Yep. Got to get those transplanted hopefully this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we figured out. I don't know if we talked about it. Lily was like projectiling, spitting out all the time, constantly, all day long. And we think that's why she wasn't gaining a whole lot of weight either. So we've been just I've been cutting out so much foods, basically eating a carnivore diet, and just nothing was helping. And so I just every day think about like, okay, because she doesn't spit up at night. She mainly spits up during the daytime.
Other way around.
She doesn't spit up at night. She mainly spits up during the daytime.
Oh, okay.
Like at night.
Oh, well, yeah.
Afternoon, she spits up, obviously. And so I go through my head of everything I'm doing to try and figure out. Well, her nighttime feeds, I feed her in bed. And I always have like one leg up, so then she's like tilted. And I was like thinking about it, because during the daytime, I feed her on the bobby, so she's more parallel. And so I was like, there's no way that like it could be something as like the angle she's eating, could it? It is. It is 100% the angle she is eating at.
Seems to be that.
Yep. With bottles, she's still spitting up a little bit more, but still not nearly as much as she was if you sit her up.
If she eats while she sits up.
Yep.
If you tilt her down, R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing that for like 4 days now, and it's helped a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has. It sure has.
Mm-hmm.
I still think she doesn't like dairy.
Yeah. I'm not like gonna risk trying to eat cheese or anything anytime soon.
That's smart.
Yeah. But now I can add the other stuff back in, so.
Mm-hmm. What else? Was there anything else? We forgetting something?
We're sure we are.
What have we done this week?
Worked.
Yeah, that's about it, huh?
Yeah. It's been raining.
Mm-hmm.
Which was inconvenient. There was 2 days it said it wasn't going to rain, and then it rained all day. You're like, WTF?
The nice part was we had exterior work scheduled for both those days.
Yeah.
We had Whiskeria coffee, and in the coffee we were chatting about one of the guys there's listing his property on the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
He's just listing it himself on the MLS and then offering a 1% commission to the buyer agent. Yeah, I think that's how he's doing it. But I think the seller has to pay it, something like that, or the buyer has to pay it. Anyways, he's like, well, I don't understand like why people don't buy shit off market more. Like why doesn't the average person buy a house off market? Why do they buy it only with realtors that cost more? And it's like, he's like, I do it all the time, buy stuff off market. And it's like, yeah, of course. But did you do that your first time?
Right.
Because most people, their first time is scary. It's the biggest purchase they've ever made. They think it's going to be one of the biggest purchases they ever make. And they're like, I don't want to fuck up spending $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like our first house we bought was through a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just one of those things where you don't want to fuck it up. It's the biggest deal. It's the biggest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
And so I get it, but then once you do it a couple times, you're like, well, I could do this on my own. But the average person isn't doing it multiple times.
No, they do it once, twice, maybe 3 times.
Right. So I talked to Mike about that because Mike's, bought and sold multiple houses, moved, many times. And he's like, oh, dude, he's like 30 years ago, if you'd asked me to buy my first house without a realtor, I'd just been like, no, you're crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, now, yeah, I wouldn't even think twice. It'd be
Right.
no brainer.
Well, you got to think, like, unless you were doing so much research, like, how do you know, like, property values?
Oh, dude.
And
Yeah.
the other thing, too, is, like, so was he, like, saying, like, buying on the MLS without a realtor? Or,
Why more people don't do that?
yeah.
I just think he means in general, like, why don't more people buy off market? Like, if you list on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah. I guess it's just so much harder to find those.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, well, I don't know, because, I mean, a lot of people on Facebook, they're, like, houses pop up on Facebook all the time that people listed.
Yeah.
Listed houses are on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
So.
But then you might as well, if it's a listed house, you might as well go on Realtor.
Yeah, but I don't know if people are always doing, like, I see what you're saying, but I don't know if, I mean, I know people still look for houses on Facebook.
Yeah. I just don't see, because I look every once in a while, probably once a week, like houses for sale by owner, and there's so few of them.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them that are on Facebook are like the listing agent posted them.
Right. Well, and I just saw one, a homeowner posted it, and they're like, we have a realtor lined up. We will only accept offers through realtors. And it's just like, then why are you posting this?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Like, have your realtor post this.
Yeah.
Why
like,
are you
what the
doing
fuck?
it? Damn.
They're like, yeah, no negotiations without realtors, and we already have a realtor picked out and all this. I'm like, then have your realtor post it?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Weird.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird.
Mm. But yeah, I'm just like, because I think, thinking about like off market, I would think like, hearing that, it just makes me think of like sending letters to houses that you're interested in and like maybe seeing if they want to sell. Like,
no, it's like Facebook bandit
more
signs, like
sense. Okay,
for
yeah.
sale signs, shit like that.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's something you don't want to do, like, not the, like, you want to make sure you do it legally. So that's why I totally get like the first house doing it with a realtor.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Because you don't really want to fuck up the legalities of that, because that would really suck.
Right. Yeah. Which, yeah, people probably don't know. If you just go to title, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to title and you're fine. But people probably don't know that.
Right.
People don't know, like, oh, I just need to go to title and things are going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that.
But yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, we've bought from a ton of people that are like, well, what do? We don't know what to do. We've never done this. And I'm like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Just let me take care of it.
Yeah, just relax.
It's part of the reason why you buy with me is you just sign here,
You're fine.
and that's it.
Yep. Title will call you with anything they need. You're fine. Yep. But, yeah, if you're not used to it, why would you do it? So.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
But
you got anything else?
Nah, it should be good.
I feel like it was a pretty boring episode. I'm sorry, guys.
Dude, yeah. Sam was not doing great for us today.
No, I'm slacking.
I also didn't have much, so I could be at fault a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I blame the 6 a.m. call time.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Well, get this posted.
Sounds good.
All right. Peace.
See ya.